And here we go. Welcome aboard. The River Life Community Tank Live Express is rolling. We're on the track headed downhill from here. It's actually beautiful here at downtown Mountain Home, Tennessee. Beautiful day. Skies are clear. Temperatures are mild. Nice breeze in the air. It's kind of coasting on through the morning. It's nice. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining. I'm clicking some clicks here. This is a live stream. Trying to get this thing launched. Got my monitor rebelling. I'm going to hit refresh over here. Good to see you guys. There we go. All right. All right. Cooking with gas now. Sorry about the technical pause there. Thanks, guys, for dropping in. Daryl Deemer, welcome, bro. The Zen Ginger, good morning to you. Several of you guys rolling in here. This is not a usual time. We usually go Thursday, 10:30 p.m. With all the changes, I'm rearranging my schedule. I'm working with other creators doing some really cool collabs. I hope you'll stay engaged as we explore our diversity and enjoy some new and different content in the same time slot. In the meantime, we are trying to grow the community and grow this YouTube platform, the River Life YouTube platform. So we've expanded in several different ways. Hopefully you get more entertainment value, more fish keeping, information that you're looking for, choice information, and not run-of-the-mill, repeated, rehashed, recycled, the same old. So, and that's difficult where everyone has the digital library at their fingertips. It's difficult to bring new and better. But I think what we have going on here is a chemistry that's unique. The group is unique. We have our own group dynamic. We are a safe space when you come to a River Life franchise piece of content. I promise you a peaceful and safe place. So that's what we try to maintain order that way. So it's a little there's some order versus more chaos, I guess is a way to say that. You guys are rolling in. Hey, Susie Q, good to see you. And that's just the way we're rolling right now. It feels good in these weird times that we're in. Excellent opportunity to try several new things. So thanks, you guys. You look very familiar. There's some new names I haven't seen in the chat. Some I haven't seen in a while. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us here. And Rodders, yeah, it's a bonus for me to get to do these when people are able to watch, So thanks, Rodders, for saying hello and mentioning that it's a bonus being able to catch the live streams while you're not working. Yeah, and we want to stay focused in positive directions. Don't want to be overwhelmed or allow fears to creep in and discourage us. We're going to be all right. We're here for each other. We're making some social time. We're carving out new social space so we can have a chance, just to look across the screen, the monitor there, and see all of our people doing well. Sand Creek Aquatics, good morning to you, sir. Wow, all of you jumping in here. 18 watching now. Thanks, guys, for dropping in. It's 11:33. I'm over here on Eastern Daylight Savings Time on the east coast of Tennessee, even though we're not actually a coastal state. All right, we got 19 watching, 18 likes. You guys are the best. You're the best family, the best community in YouTube. It's just awesome. We're going to keep it that way. We're going to keep going. Thank you so much. The Fish Tank Barn is here, lurking. Mike's working and lurking. Thanks for joining us, Mike. I want to give you an announcement here. On Thursday night, 10:30 p.m. Standard Eastern Daylight Saving Time, our normal meeting hour, we're doing another time slot takeover. And Mike Howe just said hello in the chat. The Fish Tank Barn is taking over our time slot. So I've made a thumbnail that I'll put out there for everybody to see on all of our social media notifications to alert everyone that we'll not be meeting in the community tank on Thursday night at 10:30, but we're going to go over to the Fish Tank Barn. And the Fish Tank Barn is doing a time slot takeover. And Mike is he's the fish tank barn is not a name in theory. He built a yard barn, 2 stories, and filled it up with aquariums. His fish keeping experience is very interesting, very entertaining. Saltwater and freshwater. He breeds both egg layers and live bears in the freshwater, and he has bred some saltwater species. So lots of cool things happening in the fish barn. I think you guys will enjoy hanging out with Mike Howe. Many of the community remember when he was trying to get his channel monetized, we gave a big push for subscribers. So we've been, the River Life community has been friendly with the Fish Tank Barn. If you're not familiar with the Fish Tank Barn, Mike Howe, this is a good chance for you to check him out on Thursday night for the live stream for sure. But you can do the same thing right now. Since he's posted in the chat, you can scroll up, find the Fish Tank Barn, go out to the right side of his comment, and you see those 3 little dots. Click on those. You get a little drop down. It says go to page. You can run over there to the Fish Tank Barn page and subscribe. You can watch a video if you do like a video. And I want you to do that. Go over there right now, subscribe if you haven't, check it out, and then come back in here. We'll talk about it. And following the live stream, if you've got a few minutes, go over there and check out that channel. I mean, the guy's been working hard. We're working in a collaborative group, and look at his thumbnails, how they've improved. I mean, he is just willing to make changes to make his channel grow. I like that work ethic, so I'm supporting him. And that's he's one of the group. That's just one of the channels. Last week, we had a time slot takeover, and it was for Aquafunk Aquatics. And Jason over there, Jay at Aquafunk Aquatics, did a fantastic job during our time slot. And man, talk about diversity. That guy's a breath of fresh air. And you guys were so kind to him. I know that the channel noticed a difference because you supported Aquafunk Aquatics, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. There's going to be more of that going on. We're maximizing the community equity that we've already worked hard to accumulate, and now we're just we're shepherding, we're guarding. This is our safe space. This is what we like to have in our lives, and we're finding out how can we help our neighbors, and this is how we're doing it. So we're going to continue to do that. There's another Punchy Paints. Hey, Pam. Excuse me. There's another channel, Gina, hello. Another channel in the chat, Q Aquatics, also in our collaborative group. Just like Mike, working so hard. And if you don't know Susie Q's channel, this is a big shout out for Q Aquatics. Q Aquatics and Exotics. I mean, fish, turtles, birds, bearded dragon, blue-tongued skink maybe. Cool stuff. Anyway, fish, reptiles, mammals, birds. Check it out. It's Q Aquatics and Exotics. Susie Q also live streams. And I'm going to ask her for a favor coming up if she would be interested in doing a time slot takeover. So you guys go by Susie Q's name over there at the 3 dots. Go to her channel. Check it out. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you like pets, you're going to find something you like over at Q Aquatics channel. And I've met Susie several times. She goes to the fish conventions. And she's always trying to improve her production quality. So you, the viewer, have a better experience if you allow her to have a bit of your time. Nothing but respect for the way that she handles her business and just goes after improvement with such gusto. I have no idea how she maintains such a busy life and so many aquariums and animals and cages, and what a tolerant and loving family she must have. I'm sure she's just engaged them all. She's charmed them all into this lifestyle that brings her so much happiness. And I get it. Probably all of us do. We keep these fish, we do these things because it makes our life more beautiful. Let's see. We got 22 people watching now. It is 11:40. We're cooking. We're doing really well. Okay, I put this beautiful fish in the thumbnail. Anybody recognize that fish? And I didn't know what to say about it other than beautiful. I was completely enamored with this fish when I saw it in the local fish store. Turns out that thing is a rainbow severum, okay? Central American, South American cichlid. Not African. Somebody help me out there if it's limited to range either South or Central America. But that thing, wasn't it stunning? I mean, wow. And photogenic. Just a ham. I've got the video. I'm doing a video of the store on Wednesday. And I think the thumbnail for the store video says amazing, because I'm just being honest here. These are the feelings I had when I was in this store. I'm going to tell you about the name and the website coming right up. But that particular fish, that rainbow severum, I'd never seen one, never seen a picture of one. Just, man, it was a fantastic discovery. All right, Alaska Hood. Congratulations on everything you got going over there. That wrench looks good on you. Thanks for helping out. I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for stopping in. That thing was amazing. So the video coming up is, in my opinion, you can feel free to have your own opinion. It was just one tank after the next of, I've never seen anything this cool in a fish store. I've never seen anything this cool in a fish store. I mean, from the minute you take one step in, it's all different. It's all different. How do I describe that? Boutique chic, okay? Not stuffy, not very welcoming, very welcoming. And I think part of that had to do with the very unassuming exterior, okay? Strip mall, vanilla. I mean, literally like beige paint, and large a sign that was form like individual letters with lights in them with the blue lens that spelled out aquarium, okay? Plain Jane. Expectations way exceeded. Found the store. It's in Florida. Okay, let's check that out. From the parking lot, I had this idea. Another local fish store. Been in thousands of these in my life, all over the place. Everywhere I go, I like to discover one and check them out. Stepped foot in and was like, oh my goodness. What is this, the Twilight Zone? What has happened? I'm not kidding. And then so they had this display tank at the front that just greeted you. Big, full of cichlids, huge tank. I mean, it was like a picture window size. It was like 4 feet tall by 6 feet wide. The front pane. Holy cow. And then the staff, so chill, so relaxed, no pressure, no hustle. Just come in, enjoy, look around. Very knowledgeable. Freshwater on one side, saltwater on the other. Corals, unbelievable. Corals. I mean, could have been a standalone coral store. But instead they have the best collection of freshwater fish I've ever seen in a store. And they had bread and butter stuff. I mean, they got to pay the bills. But man, they had collector's fish in there too. Never seen anything like it. I could go on. I'm going to, as a matter of fact. We're going to go on. I want to take a break here and just glance up at the chat, see what's going on. Fish Dreams happening. I see you. Yeah, I'm teasing you a little bit with the where and the what on the store, but I'm going to bring that out, Fish Dreams. We're going to talk about what store this was. Zen Ginger posting links. I appreciate that. Punchy Paints. She's a social butterfly. Pam's in there mixing it up in the chat. I appreciate that. Pam, you making everyone feel welcome. Thank you very much. We're also very friendly at this channel with Punchy Paints. Pam is a certified fine artist, unbelievable realism. And she has social medias and a website. Is that right, Pam? Facebook for sure. You've got to check out Pam's art. And she's been giving it away on her live streams. I've got one. I can't reach it right now. I've rearranged things, but I've got a little card, a little 2.5 by 3.5 inch card that she did, and she makes those available for purchase. I should have one coming in the mail soon, another one. So you can own a piece of art, an original piece of art, without having to take out a loan. Very affordable. And these small artist trading cards, as they're called, she's been giving them away on her live stream. So check out one of Punchy Paint's live streams. You could become an art collector. Okay, and so this store, back to the store. My mind's blown. Okay, I'm walking around. I just start filming. Take my phone out and I'm filming. And so, I've done this for a while too. So I'm in the act of filming. The staff member comes up behind me, and it occurs I didn't ask if I could film in here. I hope I'm not about to get kicked out. So I stopped filming and I said, I'm sorry. I'm just so taken by your tanks and your inventory. I started filming without even asking. And he said, no, do you have a social media channel? And I said, yeah, it's a River Life YouTube channel. He said, feel free to film anything you want. And it was such a relief. I thought I'd been busted, but instead I was welcomed. Not surprised. This is the kind of store this is. So, hey, do you want me to maybe not include prices or anything? He said, we're not sensitive about that. We would really appreciate it if you have anything nice to say about the store, that you say something nice. Hey, done. And I do. I've been here 5 minutes. I've got tons of nice things to say about your store. Here's the name of the store. Something Fishy Tropicals. Okay? Something Fishy Tropicals, and let's see, I want to say Orlando, but it's actually outside of Orlando, maybe Oviedo. It's in the greater Orlando area. SomethingFishyTropicals.com is the website. And before you go, and I've already mentioned I've got a video coming out, probably Wednesday. Yeah, we're going to premiere that Wednesday morning. The pictures don't do the store justice. I did manage to get some really good footage of the fish in the tanks. They were just so cooperative because they were healthy and gregarious fish. They liked having their picture made, and I took their picture, and I'm going to show it to you. We're going to share that on Wednesday. The amazing LFS tour video coming up Wednesday morning of taking it's all in Something Fishy Tropicals there in Oviedo, Florida. So, I mean, I don't guess there's a spoiler to give you. It was a gorgeous place, a nice vibe, and incredible fish. I captured as much as I could. I'm actually still editing that footage down because I didn't stop filming once I started. So I don't know if I'm going to just do like my choice cuts for one video or if I'm going to extend it into several parts. But in the meantime, the video coming out on Wednesday, it's open-ended, so I could do either or. We'll see how the video performs. We'll see if you like it as much as I liked it. And if so, sure, stand by for part 2. We'll do one of those. No problem at all. So what makes a great local fish store visit? We all have our tastes. We all have our likes, our dislikes, what we like to see, what we don't care if we ever see again. But all of those initial visual cues were met. I mean, clean tanks, well-kept store, healthy fish, like those things that are just distracting, that kind of put you on edge, those first impressions. Check, check, check. This place had it going on, I'm telling you. And it was as if I was having a conversation with the place. I mean, I walk in and there's this display tank that says, "Welcome. Thanks for coming to our store." Wonderfully aquascaped. Fish going everywhere, every different direction, schooling cichlids of different species. And you could tell right away, we've put a lot of effort into making sure that your visit with us is a quality visit. Okay? All right. Then I go to the, then it was by the, no, there was one small cube tank. Same, had a Kessel light on it. Kessel light, water shimmering. It's like, and by the way, we do quality work here. This is your first 2 steps in the door, and we just want you to know this is the level of product, and probably it's going to be related to our service as well. This is what the store is telling me as I go in. Just behind the cube tank, small sales area, cash register, small counter, no clutter, no fuss, clean, sharp. So then I meet the staff, meets me at the door as he's walking out with customers. This place was busy. I'm the deadbeat in there filming things. You know, everybody else, they're in there getting their goods, paying for them, getting out. I mean, and it's just that when you do that quality of business, you would expect good traffic flow. They had it. It wasn't because of their location in that strip mall. It was because they were doing something better than it's typically done. And all of the fish keepers in the greater Orlando area were probably very glad and happy to have them. So I continue to have the conversation with the store. I get past the cash register. Now I'm in the display area. Salt water on the right, freshwater on the left. I give a quick glance to the salt water because I'm a freshwater guy and think, yep, I'll be over there in a bit. And I look at these display tanks that they've got. Okay, now if you have a local fish store, you're going to expect to have small tanks stacked, you know, in rows so that you can actually have some inventory to please most people. Wow. These tanks, I'd never seen the tank setup that they had. And it was running on. So I want to get this straight because I don't want to, I know the effort was just extreme to do this, more expensive. So they had banks of aquariums. So one unit would have been 3 aquariums wide and maybe 3 or 4, I don't recall without looking at the video, tall. And they had separated, it wasn't a universal system, okay? So in other words, if one fish got ick, you're spreading ick through the whole system, which also works in some scenarios. Some people use that, but this store did not. They had, the water was quarantined to one row of 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 tanks shared the same water. Then the next row and the next row, and then the next bank of 3 aquariums again. So lots of additional plumbing to make sure that they didn't have that universal sharing of parasites and disease through all their tanks. That was an interesting piece of information. Then the tanks are so beautiful. I do hope you'll watch the video on Wednesday. All of the tanks appeared to be aquascaped, okay? I'm not kidding. They looked like they had all been aquascaped. And they hadn't. It wasn't that level of detail, you know. That doesn't make for good netting of fish all day, you know, having to work around aquascaped tanks. But what they did that caused that, they all had a natural rock background. So that was just better than I'd seen before. Not plastic, not black, not blue, but tan, natural rock background. And the substrate was kind of a natural colored gravel, and it was 2-tiered. All right, the front glass was like all exposed. Then a little bit of depth into the aquarium, and there was about a 4-inch step up. So it added a lot of depth to the viewing experience, and they had like a matching rock face, you know, at that terrace, I guess, at the next tier that was separated by this natural looking rock. So the owner, very kind man, Lee, so glad to have met Lee. I asked him a question. He's got his arm in there tearing the aquarium apart, so showing me so I could see. So the way that thing was tiered, that was actually a very innovative under gravel type filter that allowed water to pass, be filtered, come back up. So it was like a kind of a canister filter. So the water was processing from top to bottom in a column and then coming back up, being filtered as it went through the substrate into the undergravel filter and then back up through different medias as well before it came back in the tank. Cool. All the tanks were drilled. They all drained back into a central drain, that evacuated the water, and they were able to do. And Lee told me, and I don't remember. My head was so full of amazement, the number of gallons of water that they do water changes with, and the frequency. It was no wonder that the fish were healthy and the tanks looked great. It was just no wonder, because he had thought about everything. Lee designed all of this. It's his store. He takes it personal. He's basically a maker and a merchant. So he's just taking his lifelong, he was a cichlid breeder for a while, his lifelong interests and preferences, and said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. And he did. He just hauled off and did it right. And it shows. And I don't think you get that. You don't get that level of love from a franchise. It's almost like you can't. Maybe if you're an employee, you want to, but there's corporate barriers and you can't. But when it's your store, when you're the sole proprietor or whatever, I don't know the business plan, it's all love. And you could tell he made some sacrifices in his life to have his store so well kept, to build it so immaculately, and then to keep it at such a high level. I don't expect I'll ever see another local fish store quite like this. And so I hope you'll check out the video. And some of this, it's two-dimensional video. You're not going to get the experience that I had, but I wanted to take some time today and tell you that it was special. So if you're here and then you'll go watch the video, and 21 of you are, I appreciate it, and you go watch the video, you'll have a higher understanding of exactly. I was transported back to when I was a kid. Do you remember when you were a kid and you'd go to the department stores that used to sell pets, or the fish store, and it was like this overwhelming sense of wonderment. You were transported to a different place. It was like being at a zoo, and this no cares in the world, just being a kid, discovering things, soaking things in for developing likes, and preferences, and wondering, could I ever have that fish? Could I ever have an aquarium that big? I wonder if my parents would let me get that fish in my aquarium. I was so taken by all of the care, and it was the store. I mentioned going into the store, having a conversation with the store. By the time you get back to the sales tanks, you're just relaxed. All of the check marks are in the boxes. There's nobody hassling you. There's no pushing, shoving. It's just it's that time and that space like it used to be when you were a kid. Nothing bothered you anyway. It was an experience. They created an experience for a fish keeper. And you'll see in the video some of the prices. They're not the cheapest prices, but they're definitely in the range of what you'd expect to pay for whatever fish it is. Affordable. Definitely, it gave you a boutique style without a boutique price tag. That's what happened. Now I'll tell you, they do ship. Okay, so if you see something on the website you think you might like, or you want to call and check on inventory, Lisa, that'd be great. Just check out the website, somethingfishy.com, and they'll be happy to talk to you. They ship fish every day. That may not be true. I think they probably every day they're open. And I don't know. Check it out on the website. I don't know what their hours are. I think they're probably essential services, since people need to feed their pets. They probably have some food that their pets would need. So hit them up. I haven't contacted them since I got back from Florida weeks ago. But I did get this video out of the can into the editor. And so we're going to do a video, and you're going to get to see for yourself. If you think, oh, I don't like that at all, that's cool. No worries. I just wanted you to know it is my kind of thing. I'd like to see more of that. Oh, Sandy Doughty says, at River Life, I want a piece of your art on Fish Room Fever Stream. Thank you for your generosity. I love it. The Clown Keeley plus I'm so happy to have your sticker. Well, thank you, Sandy, for saying so. Sandy Dottie, I've seen you in the chat several times, and apparently you're supporting the Fish Fam and Fish Tube community. If you're over there in Fish Room Fever's chat, James is a good friend and also a moderator here in the community tank. Just looked up and saw the science gal there. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. Glad you're lurking. James at Fish Room Fever, we've met. We did a Tennessee Fish Tubers meetup in Knoxville, Tennessee, where he's from, and at a local fish store that is probably the coolest fish store I've ever been in Tennessee, maybe the Southeast, excluding Florida. This place, beautiful tanks, beautiful woodwork, beautiful hardscape, above average in every dimension, absolutely above average, and they also offer custom services that you don't have typically in a local fish store, and that store is called Aquatic Marine, and I did a live stream from there, so you can go back to the River Life video list and find the live stream I did from Aquatic Marine, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And a lot of these stores, I'll tell you, now that I'm thinking about these two awesome stores at the same time, one of the things that's so impressive is the neatness. I mean, they gotta put a bunch of stuff in there to have to sell in order to make a profit. You know, the struggle is real, but when you keep it orderly and uncluttered, it just frees up my mind to shop and enjoy. And maybe you're the same way, but both of these stores have that in common. I think that's maybe a better way of explaining what I mean when I say boutique. Okay, it's not department store chain. You know, here are your shelves. Here's your crap on the shelves. Walk down the aisle, look on the shelves. It's more presented. When you walk into the store, it has a vibe. There's a display tank on the counter. There's an enormous saltwater tank on the right there at Aquatic Marine with a table and chairs in front of it. Community oriented. Sit down, open your computer, have a cup of coffee, bring your lunch in here. Look at this. It's like being at a public space aquarium. So cool. Same vein. This something fishy I'm talking about. Same vein. It just a little tighter, just a little bit tighter, a little more of the. Looked like more money had been invested on the front end to make sure the infrastructure was in place and would hold all of this stuff. These amazing display tanks. Okay. Not your average aquarium store display or sales tanks. Crazy. Anywho, not comparing the two. They're both awesome. Not picking a winner here. Just saying I was so impressed and surprised when I visited this local fish store in Florida to find this. Very glad to have an exceptional local fish store in Knoxville, Tennessee, in East Tennessee. I can go visit. I can go pick up things if I want to. So, we got the video coming up on Wednesday. I've told you about Something Fishy Tropicals, the first impression that they have fresh and saltwater, unique services. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. Okay, we're cooking. It's 12:03. We're past the halfway mark. 18 still watching here. Sandy Dottie mentioned the art. This broadcast is, in fact, brought to you in part by River Life Art. Because of the generosity of some of the community tank members becoming collectors of my art, they're now pitching in by purchasing River Life Art on Etsy. You can check that out. River Life Art Patreon is now open with several different tiers to choose from. If you want to support the River Life social media community, you can do it on River Life Art Patreon. We've got the River Life Art Facebook page active, and last week we did a live auction. We auctioned off about 20 pieces of original art. It was a great auction. Thank you guys very much. The Zen Ginger is here. Couldn't have done that without you. Big shout out to you. Ginger Graves was in there doing a bang-up job. Sand Creek Aquatics. We had several people not bidding, but they were in there supporting. Thank you guys for being there. Punchy Paints was there as a veteran artist, helping me out, kind of guiding me through this art market, if you will. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Pam. Pam also has the Patreon link listed. Thank you so much. And the Zen Ginger follows with the Facebook River Life Art page. So those things are happening, and I appreciate you guys so much for allowing me to expand in that way, to be creative. I posted in the River Life Art page and in the River Life Community Tank Live Facebook group a photograph of an aquascape I did 10 years ago. And that was about the time when I started investigating irreducibly complex art. That is, if you remove one element, it changes the composition, it changes the philosophy, like the mousetrap, okay? You think of the standard mousetrap and think of that as being irreducibly complex. If you remove any piece from your basic mousetrap, it doesn't function as a mousetrap anymore. It's still an assembly of different objects, but it doesn't function as a mousetrap. That's irreducibly complex, okay? You remove all the accessories, and if to get into the heady art statements like, so then the truth must be left. Yeah, that's the truth. If you take away all the shine, all the glitter, and you're just left with the irreducibly complex mechanism, then that must be the truth. So I break that down in River Life Art, and my art statement would be like, blah, 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 blah. My paintings tell it like it is. So, and it's not always paintings. Sometimes it's mobiles, okay? And 10 years ago, that photograph came from a show. I did a gallery show of all aquascaped fish bowls. The community loved it, drew a crowd. People came in to see it. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I think it inspired a lot of people. The gallery had never done anything like that before. No gallery had in the area, so they were very appreciative. So I got a picture of one of those up on the River Life Art page. You can check it out over there. And now those links are just up there in the chat. Thank you guys so much for doing that, and I appreciate if you guys get a chance to check that out. Punchy Paints being the veteran artist here. Whenever I talk about art, I look up and I see Pam, Punchy Paints, in the chat. I feel like I'm talking to Noah about a flood, but she has been very generous with helping me. Anytime I've ever asked her for any advice or help, she's definitely delivered. So thank you very much, Pam. I appreciate you. And speaking of support, if you like this kind of content, if you like fish keeping ideas and inspiration and fish related travel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button here on the River Life YouTube channel. And if you like this video, then be sure and hit the like button. And while you're over there, go ahead and ring the notification bell so you can get notified every time there's new River Life YouTube channel content. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for doing that. We're going to take a time check here. It's 12:08, 20 people watching. You guys are fantastic. I'm going to check the likes. 29 likes. Got people coming and going, leaving likes. Thank you so much. It does matter. It matters to me. I appreciate it. I get the little feel good, when that thumb gets clicked. And someone told me that the algorithm favors the content if it reaches 50 likes. I don't know. Can we get the 50 likes on this one? Share it out. Maybe some people can pick it up on the replay. I appreciate all you guys watching on the replay. We're talking about the most amazing local fish store I've ever been in. Blew my mind down in Florida. Took me back to my childhood, allowed me to feel like a kid again, just wandering around this store, which, by the way, was very small. One center aisle, saltwater display tanks and sales tanks on the right, freshwater on the left. Straight aisle. Not rows and rows. It wasn't size, it was small. Wow, so much stuff packed into a small area. Yeah, you guys making friends with each other in the chat. I love it when that happens. Absolutely know that these are good people in this chat. If they're doing content, if they've got channels, go check them out. Give them some support. Drop a pineapple at their door if you like. I certainly do recommend that we do that for each other. Okay, so not only did I have that feeling and recognize that this was special, even though it was small, okay? It was a small store. And you'll see in the video, they maximized the space. Everything was, of course, neatly organized. gave you kind of a turn with the way they had the tanks organized. The whole thing was well thought out and beautiful. I absolutely loved it. The inventory, again, they had the bread and butter, what you'd expect. If you need it, they got it. And they also had, on the other extreme end, collector fish. I'd never seen before, never heard of. Oh, yep, got one. I got around to the cichlid section, and they had very large grown African cichlids, some half-grown discus, and of course the rainbow severum, which you saw on the thumbnail. I was impressed. How could you not be impressed? I mean, it was like going to a fish room. Just somebody turned, and not a fish room like my fish studio out in the garage, more like someone had turned their living room into a fish room. Just immaculate, no exposed. You know what? I was started to say something that there was no exposed beams, or I don't even remember what the walls had on them or the ceiling. Everything worked. It was a darker color, so all of the lights in the aquarium were that drew your attention. Just talking through this, I'm picking up more and more visual cues that they had installed for my pleasure that absolutely worked. I was the customer they built that store for, somebody that would come in and notice enough things to get drawn in. And once I did, I would just go with the flow. Walk the pattern, the floor pattern that they wanted you to. You see everything in one lap. And then in the center, they had a low table full of manzanita wood and hardscaping rock. And it wasn't every rock. The selection of hardscaping material was lean. But the benefit of that was it looked clean. You didn't get a lot to pick from, but they had it. You need to aquascape a tank today? Here, this would make a beautiful tank. Oh, you wanted that particular thing. Well, we could probably get that for you in a few days. I'm sure is what they would say. I wasn't shopping, so I don't know. But anyway, the point is, one lap, you've seen it all. You want to start saltwater? We've got a saltwater expert on staff. Lee, the owner, was kidding and said, yes, there's not a coral his staff couldn't kill. As a bonsai artist, I knew he was kidding, and I knew what he meant. He meant we're not afraid to try, and we have to learn. We're as careful as we can be, but sometimes there's losses. I think we all experienced that. I was able just to say, I get you. HC Aqua in the house. Jesse, I've been thinking about you. Thanks for joining us. Good morning to you over there in Hawaii. My last video, Jesse, was about spring cleaning with a bucket. And it was an amazing video, by the way. I hope you'll check it out. But the result was I was able to clear up some space in the fish studio on a shelf that was just cluttered with junk until I did the spring cleaning. It was just the last video. And at the end, I made space for 8 more aquariums. That's the 5-gallon bucket aquariums. I did a video on how to make an aquarium out of a 5-gallon bucket. It was well received. You guys watched that one. Thank you very much. And I love to do that kind of thing. It's like taking the aquarium to the people. Everybody's got a bucket. Well, here's how you can make an aquarium out of one. So in my video, I made 8 space for 8 more aquariums. I've got the buckets. They're in the video. And so, Jesse, I was thinking maybe I wanted to do some guppy breeding in those 5-gallon buckets, like maybe a trio of some small guppies in a 5-gallon bucket for a breeding project. And I'm not sure what kind of stock you have, but I would certainly like to talk to you about that sometime. So thanks for dropping in. Let me share that with you. Yeah. I hope you enjoy that. Yeah. So I've got some ideas to make that a fun project, not just a sterile laboratory test. And definitely I plan on making content out of it and sharing it with you guys. So I hope it's something that that could be serial. That could be a series. I do want to continue to bucket breed species, whatever it is. I did that years ago when I first started the YouTube channel with the octokoi. You'll have to go way back to learn anything about the octokoi, but it involved 5-gallon buckets and breeding projects. Okay, so we'll get together on that, Jesse, HC Aqua. And you guys check out HC Aqua's channel if you want to see some really cool things being done with some beautiful fish. There you go. The Zen Ginger, faster than lightning, has already found the aquarium video and posted a link in chat. Thank you very much for that. And I do think you'll enjoy that video if you take the time to go watch it. And I do have fish in 5-gallon buckets right now. In the video I mentioned, and if you need a hospital tank, a quarantine tank, a fry grow out tank, a breeding tank, an inexpensive tank, you name it, that bucket works. I've done it many times before. I'm doing it now. And with the spring weather here in East Tennessee, beautiful foothills of the Smokies, the trees are getting leaves, the red buds are red. It's fantastic time. Thinking about, some outdoor tubbing. Oh, the 5-gallon bucket, bing, got one. You want an outdoor tub? 5-gallon bucket. Because there's not a lot of water mass there, do recommend you keep those in a shaded area. You don't want those guys to overheat if you're going to put livestock in them, and they can if you leave them out in full sun. You got to shade them. You got to give them some protection. HC Aqua just giving me a high five in the chat saying he's using 5-gallon buckets for fry grow outs also. It's the handiest thing. And it's an aquarium, a functioning aquarium you can move. It's got a handle on it. You can move it if you need to. I mean, I don't know why you'd set up an aquarium and then need to move it, but if you had to, that's one you can move with the water in it. I'm looking forward to doing that, Jesse. I hope we can get together and maybe we'll make it a collab, a YouTube collab. I'll get my breeding stock from you and you can give me some tips and we'll include that in some video footage somehow. If you're up for that, there's an offer for a collaboration right here live. Texas Fish ID, looks like I'm late to the show. You're right on time for the show. We started a few minutes ago, but we didn't have you in here, so we're glad that you made it and you stay as long as you like. It's 12:17. Probably going to go to about 12:30 today. 21 of you still watching. I've got to get out here in this beautiful downtown Mountain Home, Tennessee, and put a couple of steps in on the sidewalk out here. I've got this extra winter energy stored around my waistline, weighing me down, to continue the pun. I've got to get rid of that. So we're going to go here for a few more minutes, and old Rack's going to go get some exercise today. I'm going to shake it loose. You got to stay healthy. Got to stay healthy these days, especially these days. I hope everybody has everything you need during these times. Looks like things are loosening up a little bit at the grocery store, getting some stock back on the shelves. Didn't see any widespread panic here, but we still have to be careful. We're in the I don't think we've found the apex to this situation yet. I think we're headed there, but still good to hunker down. That social distancing thing is for real, can be done. Yeah, and there's such a shortage on so many things. Well, just add distance. Sean OOTD, hello, good to see you. I've not been keeping up with chat. I don't have any idea what you guys are going on about. Usually it's a party in there. I've said hello to several of you, Jessica Taylors. I just look up and see that you've dropped in just to show a little appreciation, because hey, Lori Venker, we wouldn't be doing this without you. It's about the community. Roxanne Barnes. Roxanne Barnes says, retired, just got back into fish keeping. Thanks to you all. Didn't realize how much I missed. I hope it brings you a lot of happiness, Roxanne. And I think this is a good group to be a part of. You can share some experiences. You can draw from other people's experience. We do that a lot around here. That's about exactly what we do. Okay, amazing local fish, or LFS, local fish store. I'm not sure how I'm going to actually launch that title, but amazing LFS tour is the video coming up Wednesday. I want you guys to watch that video. Give it a like if you enjoy it. I can't imagine why you wouldn't enjoy it. That thing is just so full of beautiful fish. It's going to be a walking tour of beautiful fish. And then I looked at this tank, and then I looked at this tank. And they're all fantastic. They had those cloud archer fish, the true freshwater fish. Oh, beautiful, gorgeous fish. They had a fish that I don't think I've ever seen before. Well, that obviously they had that rainbow severum, but they had panda barbs. Have you guys seen panda barbs? Look those up. They get a lot of red on them, like the Odessa barb. And they had some juveniles that were just turning red, just getting their red. And I said, what in the world is that fish? And Lee said, that's a panda barb. They're pretty cool. I said, I don't think I've seen one. He said, yeah, we don't get them often. They may be rare. So maybe you guys have seen them. He offered to send me some. I don't know if we're going to get into a school of those or not. But it was a cool discovery. What else? Anything that sticks out? Yeah, I did get some footage over on the saltwater side. Not well versed. I've used one of the porcupine puffer, a burr fish. What do you call it? I've used a photograph of that guy on my social media already a few times. They had the really weird blue eyes, big blue Google eyes. Woo! Crazy to look at. Of course, they had some clownfish, the corals. I don't know if they had if I filmed any cool inverts. Probably I did. I think there was a shrimp, a cleaner shrimp or two, and some crazy wrasse. I think it was one of the wrasse. It was like half blue and half orange, long, skinny. Just like, that's something I would make up in the art studio. That's just colors that I would bounce off of each other just to enjoy the contrast. It's like, man, I didn't know a fish like that existed. Never know what you're going to run into. So I enjoyed this store so much. I wanted to tell you guys they're out there. If you find a gem like this, the chat below the description is going to be open. I'm going to upload this live stream as a video. Tell me about your favorite fish store. Tell me about the Zen that you discovered, about this amazing store and what made it amazing in those comments below for everyone that stops by to enjoy. So they know what we've talked about today were fantastic fish stores that we visited, kind of like a scrapbook of fantastic fish stores. Let's see how that works. If you know somebody who has a story about a cool fish store, share this with them. They might enjoy hearing me talk about my experience and checking out you guys chat up here. But definitely leave comments in the description below so others can enjoy what we've enjoyed today. I'm glad I looked up at the chat when I did and saw Jesse, HC Aqua. I hope we get together on that collaboration that I mentioned. Punchy Paints, the Zen Ginger, doing great work as mods here. Daryl Deemer, moderator, was here earlier. Alaska Hood got a wrench thrown at him today. So if I missed any mods, you guys are awesome. Let's see. There was no. Okay. All right, good. Yeah, Daryl was in here earlier. All right, great. Thank you guys for helping out, doing all the work that you do. And you guys support our mods. Give them applause. Tell them you appreciate them. They keep us healthy in the community, in the chat. They don't take any nonsense. We protect ourselves and our little group dynamic that we have going here. And a lot of that is due to the ever-present mods doing things. People know they're not going to get by with any shenanigans. So that's really nice of you guys, and I appreciate you so much. I'm going to close this live stream down and mention here at the closing that if you've not subscribed to the River Life YouTube channel and you do enjoy fish room tips and beautiful fish footage and fish-related travel, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you on board. We're going to do a video via Premiere. I'll be in the chat on Wednesday morning. Amazing local fish store tour. And then on Friday, we're going to do either another live stream or maybe a continuation of that local fish store tour, depending on how it does. Depending on how the video performs, we'll decide. We'll also get together on Friday. So during these weird times, we're going to do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday content. We're going to have that time together. Thank you very much for making that possible. We've got 5 minutes to end on the hour. 21 of you still watching. And then Friday, following whatever the YouTube content is, we'll do an art auction live on River Life Art Facebook page. Yep, that's going to do it. Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube. Friday, following the content, whatever it is, we'll do a Facebook live auction at River Life Art. If you hadn't checked out the River Life Art page, go over there and show that page some love. Whatever you do, follow or like or whatever's going on that platform. Do that. Let me know you're there. Let me know you're supporting that page. That helps me gauge, where we put our energy. Distribute our resources. We gather and distribute resources as efficiently as possible. That's one beautiful thing about a community dynamic. We all have something to bring. We make our own stone soup. We bring our talents and our preferences. We put them on the table. And then if we've got enough to share, people can have what they want. We do ask that if you see something on our buffet of options you don't like, don't spit on it. Don't waste your time consuming any resource with negativity. Just walk on by. It might be what the next guy wants. Leave it. If it's not for you, don't take it. Keep going. That's all. That's how we build our community. That's how we grow, and that's how we stay healthy. Okay. Thank you guys for recognizing my mods. I appreciate that. Everything appears to be going just smoothly here. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to shut this one down. Thanks for giving me this time to share with you. I hope your day goes well. And during these strange times, I hope you do stay healthy. Thanks for joining me here at the Community Tank Live. And we're going to get together again real soon. Until then, why don't you get out there and see it, love it, and live it.